Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the May 31st Al-Anon readings, Encourage to Change, and a little time for myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a moment and look this over. The question is, in what ways does shame keep me from living fully today? This person describes working their 4th step and realizing after sharing with their sponsor that they were abused when they were a child. What they had thought was apparently normal behavior was actually abuse. And the person said that although they felt slightly foolish at first for not realizing that their biggest feeling was actually relief, and that releasing that secret to their sponsor lessened their shame over the situation. Today's reminder: as we work our program, shame and secrets become less powerful. The quote is from Survival to Recovery. When we share, we unburden ourselves. So true. In what ways does shame keep me from living fully today? I would say all right, so I'm not sure how to I hope I can say this in a clear way because it's very deeply rooted, and it's almost like it's so hard it would be easier for me not to mention it, but truly what I'm thinking of is the way I deal with my dad and my brother, whom I love very much. They are, my family of origin. My mom passed away in 2008. My dad is going to turn 87 on June 1st. And the day that I'm recording this video, which is May 25th, he is at the hospital with my stepmom, who is suffering from a couple of different infections, including a UTI, and she's hospitalized, admitted hospitalized. I've mentioned before my stepmom has dementia. She was diagnosed close to 2 years ago, and she has a complicated relationship with her children, her biological children. So I am obviously, her stepdaughter. And I have an excellent relationship with her. She has been in my life since I was 13, and we have always gotten along. She was the type of stepmom that used to stand up for me in dealing with my dad. Like, she was that kind of stepmom. Part of the reason that I knew that things were not right with her, like before she was diagnosed with dementia, the biggest thing that I noticed is that she wasn't standing up to me when I had issues with my dad. Isn't that silly? Silly, funny, not funny, kind of sad. I don't know. I can see it a whole bunch of different ways. But, like, it always seemed that I could count on her. And she was always kind of like me and my dad. I feel like, in a way, like maybe we were brother and sister in another life or something, because, like, in some ways I feel so close to my dad. Like, we're so similar, but my dad has parts of him that like the stubbornness. I know I'm stubborn, but maybe it just seems different because it's me and I give myself more of a break. I don't know, but like holding a grudge, like my dad can really hold a grudge to the point where there have been at least 2 times in my life where he hasn't talked to me. I think there's been 3, but one of them was when I was a teenager, and the other 2 were actually more recently. Yeah, where, like, legitimately he was not talking to me. And I may be stubborn in my own ways, but I've never done that to anybody. I've never stopped talking to somebody as a means of communication or as a means of um, uh, demonstrating power or authority or whatever it is. Um, so my my they haven't, and this is very early, I probably shouldn't even be talking about it. They haven't told my stepmom's kids that she's in the hospital. And hopefully by the time this comes out, she'll be all better and they will have known and everything will be fine. But the shame part comes in where, and the Al-Anon part comes in, where me and my brother feel really strongly that her kids need to know, because if the tables were turned, we would really want to know if our dad was in the hospital. Um, so the Al-Anon part is, what is my business, right? Immediately I was like, God, I wish there was a meeting today. There probably is, but not my home meeting is not today, because today I'm recording this on a Sunday. But and my meeting doesn't meet on Sundays, but I could go to another meeting. But the other thing is, where the shame comes in, is that I don't know if I feel comfortable enough with my dad to bring it up, because I think he's already stressed. I'm not sure it's any of my business. And most of all, I don't feel confident enough that my opinion matters. There it is. That's the crux. That's the thing that it took me all those minutes to get to, is that, and that happens a lot, is that, especially when I'm talking to my dad and or my brother, is I'm not sure that my opinion matters enough to bring it up. And I'm only smiling because, like, I'm kind of proud of myself that I, like, was able to get it out. I was able to articulate it. It took me a while, but I did it. And I'm thinking of Byron Katie, the 4 questions that I've mentioned before. when you question it, like, is it true? Do you know that it's absolutely true? Is it true that my opinion doesn't matter? Like, how can I know that it's absolutely true? I can't. And it's so subjective. If it matters to me, then it matters. And if it doesn't matter to them, then that's okay. It doesn't need to matter. What is important that if I feel like I need to express it, that I express it, right? Right. So me and my brother are concerned that if her kids don't know, they'll come to us and they'll say, why didn't you tell us? When our father has said, absolutely do not tell them. Can't win. Can't win in this situation. Because either way, someone's going to be mad at us. The only good news is that me and my brother are in the same situation and we're going to go through it together. We're either going to both be, our dad's going to be both upset with both of us, or her kids are going to be upset with both of us. And I'm hoping that by the time this video comes out, like, it will all be over anyway. It's just tricky. So I think that the shame in thinking that somehow my opinions don't matter, it's like always back there a little bit, even though, like I just explained, that it's total baloney. It's 100% baloney and I know it. I think that's all I can say about it right now, because now I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like looping, gonna repeat things that I already said. I don't know how to fix it or change it, except to remind myself that it's baloney, and that what would Al-Anon tell me to do in this situation? Probably mind my own business, or say my piece once and then don't say it again, right? I love that about Al-Anon. They say, if you really want to say something, say it, but say it once, because if you say it again, you're being a nag, right? And I don't want to be a nag. I love that advice or that suggestion from Al-Anon. So maybe, when I talk to my dad, I'll suggest that, and then I'll let it go. And I guess I have loyalty to my father over my stepmom's children. I don't know. No easy answer. Sometimes that's just the way it is, I guess. There's no real easy answer, but I can understand that they would be upset if they don't know, for sure. Tricky. All right, I'm going to read this page. Wow, this is a really deep page. I guess it's about self-knowledge. Yeah, Al-Anon. In Al-Anon, we learn about ourselves with the help of our program, the fellowship. We explore our motives, our unrecognized talents. We have a huge source of wisdom from the steps, the principles, the tools. We grow personally. We're guided by our higher power. but we all do it in our own way. Today's reminder: personal freedom comes from self-knowledge. The steps give us direction to cope with anything. And the quote is from Wendell Berry. The world can only be discovered through a spiritual journey. That's beautiful. And I was working in the yard earlier today, thinking about the situation and asking my higher power for guidance while I was working in the yard. And I think that's when I first realized that, as uncomfortable as it is and as strongly as I feel, this isn't mine. Even though the repercussions may impact me, I don't think it's my decision to make. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. I'm curious. I wish that I was posting this today and that you could comment and let me know what your thoughts are. Is this any of my business, or is it really not? And I guess what I'm going to do is call my sponsor. Why did I just think of that? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is one of those what the hell is wrong with me moments. My sponsor's going to help me. I bet she's going to tell me it's none of my business. But we will see. I'm so excited. I can't wait to contact her as soon as I'm done with this video, which is now. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.